Hello, welcome. My name's Nigel Kippax. I'm Partnership Director at Getting On Board, and this session is titled No More Governance Please, which I recognise may appear slightly controversial. It's meant to be. That's fine. We're here to challenge. So what am I saying here? What's this all about? Well, let's put it into context. Within the charities sector, we hear a lot on the importance of good governance. There are many articles, workshops, frameworks that seek to promote better governance in charities. Now, I'm not seeking to undermine any of that or belittle the importance of good governance. But I do feel there may be an assumption that governance is the answer to the sector's needs. And I'm not sure this is true. Governance is important, it's essential, but in my view, is not sufficient. For me, the role of the charity trustee is to ensure that the charity realises its potential. It's not good enough to maintain, protect, sustain. We have a duty to challenge and drive change so that the charity always moves forward in delivering the social impact we need. We need to create a growth mindset, not just a control and compliance mindset. An over-focus on governance systems, structures and processes can lead trustees to be too careful in their decisions, in my humble opinion. To protect rather than change, to avoid risks rather than being prepared to take risks, and that's not good. As an example, let's think back to the start of lockdown when the pandemic hit. The question I'd like to pose is, how did charities react to a huge external shift over which they had no control? I feel I saw a polarisation in the sector between those with a growth can-do mindset and those with a, shall we say, play it safe, follow the rules mindset. How many charities chose to spend their reserves at this time of crisis? How many chose to shift their delivery model, make changes and take risks while putting their beneficiaries at the heart of their decisions? On the other hand, how many chose to shut down, protect their reserves, even if this meant failing to support their beneficiaries? Which may be a harsh observation, but probably true. In my work with many boards, I've identified a number of pitfalls that trustees can fall into, which I've termed rules, risks and relationships. Now, I'm sure there are other failings, but these three will do for starters. So, pitfall number one, adhering to the rules and believing the job is done. It's what I call making the management decisions, following protocols, making sure we don't make mistakes. Now, this is important, but it's not sufficient. It's not why the charity exists. Pitfall 2 is viewing all risks as things to be avoided or mitigated rather than embraced and encouraged. We're currently working with the Charity Finance Group to produce revised guidance for charity leaders on how to manage risk. The guidance builds on work carried out by Robert Kaplan at Harvard Business School a few years ago and serves as a great example of how charities can actually learn from work completed in the corporate sector. Now, there are, of course, many lessons that the corporate sector can learn from the charity sector. There for another video. The third pitfall we've highlighted around relationships, failing to spend enough time on team dynamics. This is a huge one. It will be a topic for another video. It has to be. This is so important. So, what am I saying? Please, no more governance. Let's talk about leadership. Let's talk about how to maximise the potential of our charities to affect social change. Good governance is essential, but not sufficient. We need to encourage growth mindsets that go beyond being safe and responsible. Let me leave you with this final thought. As trustees, we are entrusted with the assets of the charity for a limited time. What do you aim to come back at the end of your tenure? A safe, well-governed charity, or a better charity with greater impact on society? If you'd like to know more about our work at Getting On Board, then visit the website, gettingonboard.org. We've got a range of materials available and run monthly webinars covering topics of interest to prospective and current trustees, including one on No More Governance Please. Most of the webinars are free to attend. They're also recorded, so if you can't watch them live, you can watch them at your leisure. Thanks for your time. We'll speak again soon. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.